Hey everyone, I'm back. I did a little bit of playing around with some things that I shared with you from one of my haul videos recently. So I had purchased these gnome add-on dies plus the gnome. This is the actual gnome set from Jaded Blossom. There's the website if you're wondering. Okay. And actually I said in my video, I said that I had purchased this set only because I purchased all the add-ons. So if I ever decide to sell the add-ons, I can sell this with all of them as a set. So I got three sets. Yeah. 3 sets of the add-ons, and there's additional ones that I don't have. So I'll just mention that right away. I purchased the winter add-ons, the baking add-ons, and the gingerbread add-ons. And when I stated in my haul video, I actually purchased these to use them on gingerbread dies, because these are not stamps, right? These are all dies. And you could also use them for snowmen, but obviously they were originally intended for the gnomes, and I'm not really into the gnomes, so I purchased them for kind of like a dress-up doll type of situation. So I actually picked out a couple of different dies that I have in my stash. These are by no means all of the dies that are out there. I have quite a few in different sizes. These are the ones that I picked out that seem to work just fine. And surprisingly enough, some of them work better than others, but also you'd think that certain dies would fit across the board if you were going to use them, but not always. It's not always the case. It depends on the shape of the head of the gingerbread and the size of the body, because not all of the die makers or stamp makers have the same size. So I actually pulled one from Jaded Blossom, this one right here. This is the Gingerbread Wishes revamped. So I think she changed the what do you call this? The sentiments a little bit from the original, because I do have the original as well. And I have one, there's only one die. This one's stitched. So I do have that little guy there. Die cut out right here. That's him. So I use this one to play with. I use this one from Maker's Movement. I got this recently at a yard sale. I think I was with Carla when I bought it. This is very similar to the Jaded Blossom one, and you'll see it. When I say very similar, you can see the shape is very similar. They're almost the same size, but not quite. The head is a little bit taller on this one, and the legs are a little bit longer. So I did pull that one as well. I have these 3 sizes from Peachy Keen, and I actually pulled the largest size for that one. I'll show you the paper one in a second. But I die cut the larger one simply because I knew this smaller one, or this middle size one, probably wasn't going to be the right shape for me, and the smaller one was too small. So I pulled the large one. And then I also have this one here, which is from Tailored Expressions. I don't know if they still have this one. This is an old one, Build a Gingerbread. This one actually has like an add-on already with the clothes. But you can see how large the gingerbread is here. So I pulled that one. And then from My Creative Time, I also pulled the 2 different gingerbread from these 2. There's 2 sets. Sweet Gingerbread Companion, which I can't remember which way he turns. Yeah, this one, when you die cut it, it's the opposite direction, right? So he's going to be looking that way. And then there is a another die set called Sweet Gingerbread Person, which came out first. And this is the original set. And she made this one to complement that other one so that they would be facing each other. So those are the gingerbread dies that I used, and the add-ons that I was playing with. Again, I simply wanted to dress up the gingerbreads a little bit more, And so I did some playing around with those dies. Let me put this over here. So let me pull those dies out and I'll show you what I did. I didn't actually glue too much down because I wanted to share with you what things look like. And I didn't die cut everything, okay? I don't have time to do all that. I wish I did. But that's just not the case for me. So I'm going to show you what I found. And you can judge whether you want to do this too. Okay. So let me do this. All right. So I've got a couple of different sets here that were cut. And let me move this up a little bit. So let's start with the larger ones because there's less fitting for the larger ones, and also these dies now are harder to come by. This is the Tailored Expressions one right here, and the hat accessory that's in the winter add-ons fits it really well. And the reason why I say it does is because look at the head. The shape of the head is much smaller than this guy's. And this one is the Peachy Keen one. So if you have this one, which came out last year, not too long ago, you could still probably get that if she has it in stock from Peachy Keen. So look at the hat. The hat is well fitted, and I didn't stamp the faces purposely because you can choose, you know, what face you want to use, because I have a lot of those from Peachy Keen now since she's reopened her store. And the scarf fits really well too. So remember, these come from the gnome sets. So I just went into, I rated my scrap bin stash for these die cuts to cut out more of a girly look and a boy look, a manly look, I guess you could say. So got a little pink hat hoodie. But if you tried the same hat on this Peachy Keen doll, doesn't really fit well because the head is shaped so much larger. And neither does the scarf because the neck is so wide here. But if you try the earmuffs, the earmuffs work just fine. See that? Looks really cute. Now, if you wanted to put a scarf around here, I did rip up some of my fabric that I had from a package. I'm not sure who this came from, but you can always just tie some fabric around the neck if you want to really dress your, die cuts up and you don't have, say a die cut for a scarf. You could just tie it around here and, glue it underneath like a button or something. That would be really cute. So to say that it doesn't fit the actual die cut scarf, but you could always make one out of fabric. So there's that. So those are the larger dolls in terms of what fits, what doesn't fit. If I were to try the bowl is probably fine because it could be different sizes of bowls. This is from the baking add-on set. The rest of the items, like the mitt, is going to be too small, the oven mitt. These are more probably good size for the My Creative Time Ginger. So let me kind of push the larger ones to the bottom here, and we'll talk about the small and the medium ones. Okay, so these are the two My Creative Time ones that, like I said, they're facing each other now if you have both sets. This little toboggan is so cute. Okay, so when you look at the My Creative Time die cut, it's got, and I'm going to pick it up, it's got eyes and it's got cheeks and a nose. Okay, just keep that in mind. Both of them get die cut with that detail in there. But the hat, you can actually, I think it fits better when you take the hat and you push it down so it's hiding his eyes. Look at that. You could still use the cheek area instead with the nose as his eyes. Look how cute. The head is like, because it is so big, this covers a lot of the head. So it's super cute. And the scarf does fit. Let me put his matching scarf on. The scarf does fit to him. So look how cute he is. Isn't he cute? And I can zoom in probably so you can see a little bit better. Cute, cute, right? Now, here's that large Tailored Expressions gingerbread again. The hat does fit on him, right? And so does the scarf, so you could use it on that too. But I think this My Creative Time gingerbread just looks so cute with this cute little hat, because the cheeks and the nose really just seem to make it very, very cute. So that's a little boy there. You can equally do one as a little girl. So this is the hat or the toboggan. It seems to sit to the side like this, but it doesn't look right on here because the head is so large. So, you know, obviously it's not about really necessarily the size of the gingerbread. Sometimes it is the size of the head and how it was designed. So I wouldn't use that there, but you could do a girl one like this, right? You could just get some lighter colors or, you know, whatever. Not that it's not girly if it's a lighter color. But the other thing that works really nicely with these guys is the oven mitts. So here it is with the rolling pin. And here's the other oven mitt with the wire whisk. I don't know if you'd put both on there. Maybe just one is enough. And then here is the gingerbread with the earmuffs. So now you can see the eyes, and then the two cheeks and the nose. And again, you can stamp an expression or draw an expression on if you want. Okay. And then here is just a peek at it with the bowl. The bowl is kind of big for this one, but I think it still works. Okay. Let me just add the little scarf here, because the scarf really does fit well. Got a little girl and a boy. Okay, that's that pair. And now these last two here. So this is the Jaded Blossom die that has a coordinating stamp set. And this one is the Maker's Movement that has also a stamp set, but not too many accessories. I took the little little dress from the add-on, baking add-on, and there is two straps that are normally on the dress. It's an apron, actually. I folded the two straps behind the die cut. So let me show you what that looks like. Here, right here, you can see those two little straps. All I did was fold them behind because they don't fit right when you do that. And the doll looks like now she's dressed up in a little dress or an apron. And I think it's super cute. And there's the little wooden spoon that's in the die set. So they fit really well. This is the Maker's Movement stamp die set. Like I think you might still be able to find this online somewhere. It's not my favorite set, but the little gingerbread die that's in it is really cute. So you can actually stamp this with, you know, a face or whatever. The Jaded Blossom one, because of the way this is designed, the head or neck opening is a lot larger than this one. I didn't think the dress looked too good with it. So, and also, ironically, the pieces don't fit as well to the gingerbread itself because of the way the arms are designed. They point downward. You could probably try and finagle it so that it doesn't look like that, but to me, it's a little bit awkward, right? And the hat itself, it does fit, a little bit big, but then again, this guy has a really big head compared to, with the body, compared to the body size, you know, down here, he has a really big head. So you could probably put this hoodie on it, but to me it's not better looking than one of these other two. I think these two from My Creative Time are really cute wearing the accessories. So now the other thing is the earmuffs. You can also probably get away with the earmuffs. It's okay, it's kind of awkward. I think they look better on this My Creative Time die cut than this one right here. Just my personal opinion on that. So ironically, the actual die that is from Jaded Blossom, and they have other gingerbread dies, but they're not the right size. They're too big for this type of application. You could probably use just the bowl. It's a little bit big. Or maybe just the little whisk or the spoon in the hand. You could probably get away with that if you have this die. But those are just my suggestions. Now, the other thing that I found out is I have a die from MFT. This is called the mesh die. Oh no, crosshatch die. MFT 2384. I do not know if this is still available anywhere. You could probably search for it. There are other dies that are out there like this. Now, I started looking in my stash for something that looks like a cooling rack. A die, not a stamp. Because you guys know I already have a stamp. And that stamp is from the stamp market. But I don't think I've seen anybody create a die for a cooling rack, a cookie cooling rack. And I wanted one. So I went through my stash looking for this type of shape. I think I just got one too from Paper Tray Ink. I didn't die cut that one yet, but this is one I had and found. So here is the die cut. And my suggestion is, if you're going to die cut this, if you're going to go after a die like this and you're going to die cut it, use your precision plate to do this, because it will cut much cleaner. So here we go. This is the little gingerbreads on this little mesh piece, or sorry, crosshatch piece as they call it, to make it look like a cookie sheet. So let me go back out. You can see all of that together. Those are the smaller gingerbreads that will fit there. You can also turn it the other way. I'll do that so you can see it. See the two together. Okay, those two are about the same size gingerbread. They fit nicely on there. It does, to me, still look like a cookie sheet because of the grid pattern it has. Here's the larger My Creative Time one of them. But how cute would it be if you had them dressed up, you know, the cookie all dressed up on this. And you could also use mesh, you know, the kind they use for the making wreaths. If you have that in your stash, cut a piece of mesh, put it behind the cookie, use it as a cooling rack. But I wanted a die that cut this out of Tim Holtz paper. I'll show you the paper in a second. These dies are too big for this, simply because the shape is, you know, so large. So the larger dies that I have, they don't fit really well. I would need a bigger piece, or a bigger die cut piece, to really make it look right. Or you could try putting two together. Let's see. Putting two together and making it look like one piece. And then taking your die cut and doing that. But you would have to probably do some cutting so that you could make it look like one giant cooling rack, right? So that's also an option. But that is what I played with this weekend. Kind of like paper dolls in a way. Let me show you the paper real quick. I have, like I said, I raided my scrap bin, so I don't actually have the edge of this paper, but it was like a paper pack that had 25 sheets of the same thing, and I got it at Tuesday morning with this particular gingham pattern, and the reverse of it is just a solid cream, so I just use that because it color coordinates together. Conversely, I used this paper pad from Tim Holtz for the metallic mesh. This is a craft stock with gold and silver metallic. And then I used this paper from Lawn Fawn. It's a wood grain cardstock, light brown. That's what I used for some of the small die cuts, like the spoon, to give it a wood grain. And the rolling pin, wherever that is, there it is. The rolling pin to give it a wood grain. You notice I didn't ink up any of these die cuts, so they're just the plain die cut. I also had this page. Now this is, I don't know who this is from, but it's double-sided. I love this gingham color and pattern and the size. This again is another one of those Tuesday morning finds where it was like 25 sheets in a pack. I still have some of that left somewhere. And then lastly, for the gingers, my favorite Lawn Fawn paper bag, 100 pound cardstock. For my gingerbread bases. I just think those make a nice color option for gingerbreads. So that's what I used. The last thing I don't think I showed you, this one is the Prima paper, the sugar cookie from, what's his name? From Prima. This is an older collection too. I think it came out last year or the year before last. I just had some of that in my scrap bin. So that's what I was playing with this weekend, among other things. Cleaned up my area a little bit. Oh, I never showed you the chef's hat. This chef's hat is weird. It doesn't fit on a lot of things. It doesn't look right when you put it on, like, say, this guy. Because his head is so big. See that? His head hangs out. So I would not use it for those guys. It's more... It looks better on the smaller gingerbreads, but at the same time, it's so huge. I don't know. To me, it doesn't look right. Let's try it on this Jaded Blossom one. I don't know. This particular chef's hat looks very odd because it's sideways. It's a little oddly shaped. I don't know that I will use it for anything because it looks so strange to me. It doesn't look right because it's sideways. Maybe, you know, yeah, no. But anyway, that's the chef's hat. It's not really my favorite out of the die cuts. And there's a lot of nice little accessories in the dies. That's like a toboggan, like the little reindeer mug, which I did cut out, but I didn't use it. It's size good. It's a good fit for these medium-sized My Creative Time gingerbreads. And you can see there's snowmen on that. There's some antlers. This one has cookie sheets and cookies. And this one definitely has cookies. And there's even, I think this is supposed to be a dress for one of the gnomes. And then the detail on top of that. This might be too big for some of the gingers. I would have to search my stash. I didn't die cut it, but it's still cute. Anyway, lots of different accessories in those sets. There's other sets I do not have, simply because I didn't think I'd use them. And yeah, so try these out if you're interested in dressing up your gingers in a different way. A winter way, a non-Christmas way maybe. And have some fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll talk to you later. Bye.